Here I have a setup of a sort of advanced game in progress. We have two-player game, and you can see the planets have been exposed. I haven't placed all the planet control markers on here, but just to kind of show how it would look, you can see that the planet markers are placed on the planets that the house, this house right here, controls. And well, this actually should be over here. But you get a kind of an idea how the game looks in mid-play. Zoom in. You can see that the wormhole has not yet been occupied, but I'm assuming that everyone is kind of jostling for who is going to move on that wormhole, because if you move in on that wormhole, it's pretty obvious what you're after. You're trying to win the game, and you're trying to control the wormhole, because that's the objective you're after. You're not going for other kinds of victory. So if you jump the gun on that too quickly, you can really hurt yourself because you make your approach too obvious. There are more subtle ways of getting the same thing. Right now we have two players, and they're both about even. They both control about the same number of planets. They're about the same technology. This group right here, this fleet you might call it, consists of a destroyer squadron, a cruiser squadron, and a battleship squadron. And right over here, he's got in support, he's got a raider and a cruiser over here, and a Leviathan. Now, at this point, this squadron here could move. Let's say they can move 3 at this point in the game. This squadron could go 1, 2, and land right there. He could move in and take this planet away from this other player. Of course, these ships could move in, but by doing that, he kind of opens themselves up, and these ships could move in and go 1, 2, 3, and attack him, leaving him kind of out to dry. And then you'd have a one-sided battle. So the ability to move between space cards is very important in this game, because you can't necessarily create blockades of ships, walls of ships in center of the board where everybody's fighting over the center of the board. The game gets very fluid, especially as movements become greater. And the final technology of movement is one-jump travel, where you can literally go from a space station, starbase, and you can move. If you have a starbase over here, you could go over there in one turn. So that gives you a great deal of flexibility as well, having that technology. And this is how the game plays out. And of course, a couple of space cards have not been exposed yet. We don't know what's underneath them. But you see we have nebula, sept planets. This planet here has one house colony resource on it. So by itself, it does not supply a resource couple. It needs another resource, a blue hex, to match with it, and then it would equal a resource couple. We have a black hole where no combat can occur, and if a squadron lands at a black hole, you have to roll every turn to see how many ships have been destroyed in that squadron. So black holes are very dangerous. However, later in the game, there's a technology where you can become immune to black holes. Like I said, we have asteroid fields where you can acquire resources, but you cannot build star bases or planetary defenses. And we have regular planets, and of course the wormhole at the center of the board.